It was a confrontational and at times outright aggressive hearing on Capitol Hill, and today still more questions. FBI Director Chris Wray grilled by Republican lawmakers about the Russian and Clinton investigations. Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee calling the agency's integrity into question. Wray defends his agency.
There is no finer institution than the FBI, and no finer people than the men and women who work there and are its very beating heart. Almost 37,000 men and women with a fierce commitment to protecting the American people and upholding the rule of law. Men and women who face the darkest that life has to offer with unyielding integrity and honesty and dedication.
I'm joined now by one of the members of that panel who did some of the questioning yesterday, Congressman Louie Gohmert of Texas. Congressman, you raised a lot of eyebrows when you named 5 FBI agents and asked Director Wray about any political bias that they might show.
Right.
What did you think about his answer?
And that is, well, he gave his answer, and now we'll do our homework and we'll see if he's right or not. But I know some have said, you know, that's outrageous to have a political test. But you, John, just said it correctly. It's whether you let the bias show, and that affects your job performance. Because before I became a felony judge, a judge near his deathbed was telling me, Louie, being a judge is going to be probably the loneliest job you ever have. You know, you've got your, people say you can't have any bias. Well, everybody has biases. We understand that. But you cannot let them affect your job. You got to recognize them, put them aside, and do your job objectively. And that's what we're looking for. And so the political test is whether or not those biases that we all have will affect you as the one who has got to be the fair arbiter, the fair investigator, the one that is not going to skew an investigation. And by the way, when President Trump allegedly asked for Comey's loyalty, his gut instincts were exactly right, and people that hate Trump immediately assume he was asking him to violate the law. No. If you know Trump, what he's asking for is don't violate the law to try to hurt me like Comey apparently did. He leaked information, a memo that he did on government time with a government computer apparently, and about a government meeting. That, under his FBI agreement, is FBI material. He had no right. He violated the law. He violated his agreement. So asking loyalty just means don't violate the law, don't violate it to just try to screw me over like Comey did. And Comey obviously was not loyal to the president, was not loyal to the law and the Constitution. That's where the political test and political bias comes in. Is it affecting your work? And if Wray had seen it, we needed to know about it, because obviously it's affecting this investigation.
What is it about those 5 agents and their actions that gives you pause?
Well, you know, supposedly as a lawyer, you're told never ask a question to which you don't know the answer. But there is an exception to that when you're really wanting to know what someone knows. And that's why I asked the question, and then we'll do our homework and we'll see where it goes from here.
The chairman said that, the Chairman Goodlatte of Virginia said it's unfair if any FBI agents are using their personal predilections to contaminate the investigations. You think that's going on at the FBI?
Yes, absolutely. And the director is right. Director Wray, when he says, you know, I see thousands of agents that are loyal, you know, they're doing their job, they're trying to do the best they can. I see that too. But what we have seen at the top has been abysmally political, and they have skewed investigations. They've created them like under Mueller they did going after Ted Stevens, when they created a case that he was not just a reasonable doubt, he was not guilty. He was totally innocent, and the FBI totally fabricated a lie, a fraudulent case. That's when politics has got to be discerned. and so that we don't have that abuse. And back when I was a Chief Justice, I was at a conference and got into a discussion with a CIA attorney, and she went to Yale and she said, look, the banks have your banking records. Why shouldn't we, the government, have all of your records too? And I said, because the banks can't come knock down your front door in the middle of the night, drag you out of bed, put a boot in the back of you, and then ransack your house. Now, they've done some of that here recently, and it appears to have more of a political bent, trying to get the result they want instead of actually pursuing the facts. That's where the political bias comes into play. We've all got political biases, but you can't let them affect your job when you're FBI. And another thing, Mueller got rid of thousands of years of experience. So the younger guys coming along that were yes men to Mueller didn't have as much good experience to say, I know that seems like the right thing to do, but let me explain what happens when you do that. You create real problems. They didn't have that because Mueller got rid of it.
Obviously, there is a lot yet to be learned in this FBI probe. Congressman Louie Gohmert, Republican of Texas.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John. Keep